This week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the movie The Pagemaster. Joel, how do you feel about books? You read them?
I love them.
I'm a big fan of books myself.
Yep.
I like old school literature. I have slacked a lot in my reading over the years. I'm trying to get back into picking up a book and reading it again. I've been very unsuccessful.
It's funny. To me, reading a book, it almost is... I know this is going to sound crazy, Andrew. It's almost like a luxury in the sense of, like, for me to sit down and read a book, I'm going to get absorbed and lost in this book if I'm reading it. So I got to make sure I ain't got nothing else I got going on. I don't have to do anything. Like, I almost have to schedule it and set time aside to say, I'm going to read this book.
Yeah, because you want to be uninterrupted.
Yeah.
You want to feel like you slipped on a rain puddle and you hit the back of your head and you were unconscious for an alarmingly long amount of time.
Who actually knows how long? Is it days? Is it weeks? Or is it minutes?
I know the sun was down when he woke up.
Storm was gone.
Storm was gone. There's a lot about this movie where I'm like, God damn, the 90s were different.
Kind of miss some of it.
A little bit, but now it's like maybe as a parent, like, I hate to throw this around, but like as a parent, there were some scenes where I was like horrified at the actions of what their parents were doing.
Hindsight is always 20/20.
Well, also
it does just show the difference of
it's a
the times.
You go back. Like, it's weird to go back and watch some of these things, especially like it's a lot like the Goofy movie, right? Where it's like when you were a kid and you watched it, you were like, "Oh, come on, Goofy, let Max go to the show.
Yeah,
he's about to go to college or whatever." And then you get older and you're like, "Just go fishing with your dad, Max."
Right? You're just like, dude, just
come on. Go. You can.
But that is, to me, that is the common thing that everybody goes through. Right. No matter your life, they'll get a point when you're a teenager. You kind of, you want to go hang out with your friends. You don't want to spend time with your parents. Everybody does that. So it is funny how you watch it as a kid, you watch it as an adult, you will have completely different aspects, feelings about it. This movie included. I remember watching this movie when I was a kid and, thinking it was awesome, but now I'm watching it and kind of feel completely different about it,
Yeah, I have a comparison about it. We'll get into it. So,
okay,
the Pagemaster has a song, sorta. I don't know. It was sung by Babyface, and
you mean Babyface Nelson?
No.
That's Babyface Nelson.
The artists Babyface and Lisa Stansfield, they sang, and it was the Dream Away sequence when they go to Fantasyland.
Oh.
There's so many things about this fucking movie that I'm like, this seems stupid. But it's more from just like you're trying to dissect a children's movie. And
yeah, we have to stop doing that. But we made a whole podcast about
yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I just can't stop myself from doing it sometimes. But how did this get made, Joel?
So, Andrew, it was released 1994. Pretty interesting movie for its time because it's one of these hybrid live action animated films, right?
It used every single style of animation and film style that they had at their disposal to date, which means that they had live action, CGI, and 2D animation.
Yep.
And
so it was written for the screen by David Cashy, based on a 6-page pitch by writer Charles Progue, entitled Library Days. Cashy presented it to producer David Krishna, which we're going to talk a little bit about let's say the relationship between David Krishna and Cashy, because
there's a lot of drama behind the scenes in like several different departments.
Yep. So they pitched this idea of Library Days, or, the screenplay based off of Library Days. They like it. I still find that's pretty impressive that you wrote a screenplay off of something that was like 6 pages, enough to where a studio was just like, yeah, we'll do it.
Nice. And
that studio was Turner Feature Animation, Andrew.
Nice.
So
that makes a lot of sense. From the guy who brought you Captain Planet by walking into a room and saying, his name's Captain Planet. Y'all fuckers figure out the rest.
I do kind of want to mention the Charles Progue, I believe is how you pronounce his name, the man that wrote Library Days. I kind of looked into, what some of the other stuff that he had done. So he was a screenwriter, and he's known for writing screenplays for The Fly, Dragonheart, The Hound of the Bakersvilles, and Psycho 3.
Okay.
I thought Dragonheart, that was my favorite. I love Dragonheart.
I wish those movies stopped being made after the first one.
Right. Like
it's just like they nailed it and then just kept going back to the well. There is actually some legal issues.
There is
with the behind the scenes of the screenwriting.
So we'll talk about that in a second. I did want to mention that this was the first film to feature live action, traditional animation, and CGI information. Oh God, I'm on my walk brain. I am sorry. CGI animation all together. Okay.
They said that the paint dragon was an especially difficult thing to do. And this movie, because it has all three, is one of the reasons they say that this movie went insanely over budget.
Right? I can only imagine. It was very rare that you would see the live action animation, like the 2 and 2, or you would see, animation with CGI. Not all three.
Not all three. This film grossed $13.7 million on a budget of $34 million.
Oh,
Like, fucking hey.
dude, that hurts my soul to hear that, Andrew. So it was 20th Century Fox's last feature film to use hand-painted cell method of animation. I thought that was pretty interesting. You know, you can tell it's like hand-painted.
Yeah.
Which I always like that. I think it adds a certain character to stuff.
It does lengthen the process, and this movie already, probably how it got over budget, took like 3.5 years to make, which is pretty lengthy for a project. Even an animated one would usually take about a year and a half. But just 3 years is crazy to me.
Let's talk about the juicy bits of this now, Andrew.
All right, let's get into the juice.
The legal issues that was surrounding the screenwriting. Okay, so the screenwriting credits for the film were the subject of a protracted legal operation with the Writers Guild of America, WGA, when it was produced, and the producer, David Krishna, because he apparently attempted to claim sole authorship for the screenplay and the original story. Didn't want to give any ounce of credit to any of the other writers like David Cashy.
It's very weird. It's like, it's funny that did you say David Kirshner? Yep, David Kirshner wants all the credit, while the director Joe Johnston went on record saying that he was incredibly dissatisfied with the production of this film, how everything was carried out, and has since taken it off of his resume.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was re-edited without his consent. He was pretty pissed. There are actually deleted scenes in both the live action segments and the animated segments that you can see on trailers, I assume in theaters, and then VHS releases. So there was this whole bit with Frankenstein that's completely cut out of the movie.
Oh, wow.
Which is weird, because when you watch the movie, they do spend a substantially less amount of time in the horror section.
I wonder if they thought it would be too scary for kids.
I'm sorry. That Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde scene scared me.
It was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah. I do like the horror. I do like that the horror book is just kind of scared. He's like,
yeah, it's funny.
Don't go in there. It's scary. That's how he sounds.
It is. It
I'm
really
not doing
is.
a thing.
He's doing the voice. So I did also read that because of this legal issue, that this was actually the most lengthy and most expensive, intensive investigation of its type at that time by WGA, the Writers Guild of America, because they base it. And so David, what he was claiming was the fact that the original screenplay that Cashy had written back in, I think it was like 1985, through the Writers Guilds of America, had like kind of sent it to them, so they had records of it. It was for a live action film or show. But because they had, the majority of this movie is not live action and animated. That's how David was trying to get away with it.
Wow. What a very weak argument.
I don't know. As someone who likes to play in the gray area and the gray zones, I think he saw.
No. Yeah. If I was a judge, I'd be like, no.
I would just slap him. Be like,
yeah.
So let me get this right. This man came to you with his screenplay. That's right, Judge. And you said you liked it and you wanted to make a movie. That's right. You got it right. Yes, sir. But the screenplay was for live action and you just made it animated.
Yeah.
And you think you should get all the credit. That's right. So, fuck off. No.
Yeah. That's such as it's a bold strategy. I'll say that.
It's a very bold strategy.
Because it's like it's like saying I felt like when you steal something. I was like, well, Your Honor, I felt like it should have belonged to me. It's like the judge is like, what? No, that's not how things work.
I would put it up there with Vanilla Ice and Ice Ice Baby.
I was going to say that, but I was like, maybe that's too far, but I'm glad you did. No, our song goes dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Shut up.
Real different, buddy. Well, let's talk about this movie. I was racking my head, by the way, of who is Richard's dad. And
I agree. Like, I've seen him so many places.
But for me, it's Cliff Main and Better Call Saul.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that. Yes. I was like, who the fuck is that? I know who that is. Everyone else. Well, we have Whoopi Goldberg, Patrick Stewart. Those are some noteworthy ones. Of course, we have Jim Cummings as Long John Silver, Ed Gilbert, a lot of Frank Welker. The only I don't know how to phrase this in a way that's not insulting to Frank Welker, because he is a celebrity, but he's not like he's a voice actor celebrity. The only voice acting royalty who's part of the main cast of the animation portion. Okay. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Because it's like he has the most screen time with Patrick Stewart being adventure, Whoopi Goldberg being fantasy, and then Frank Welker's horror. But the movie follows Richard, a scaredy cat kid who loves statistics. I think he just has autism, but we didn't know what autism is yet.
I took it as he was a victim of a helicopter parent. Cause I immediately, when this movie started and you see like, I'm like, this kid's what, like 8, 9?
Yeah.
His anxiety about things are through the roof. So what parent put that anxiety on him? It was the mom.
Oh, yeah. Because the dad is like,
I ain't raising no pansy. That's basically what the dad is like.
He was like, I'm building him a tree house and he's afraid of heights. I'm like, well, first of all, that's a very big, like, it's a very 90s dad move to just build your. So it makes me think he didn't ask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he did. He
was
just
like, I always wanted a tree house when I was a kid.
He projected that because he didn't have a tree house. He's going to provide for some, but he didn't take that one first step you're supposed to do when you take on a labor intensive project like a tree house and ask your son if you want it. And he's always hitting him with statistics. He's like, hey son, because he's desperately wants to bond with his son, but he doesn't know how.
But his son is scared of everything.
Yeah. He's like, you want to hand me them nails, buddy? And he's like, Dad, some percentage about falling out of trees and another percentage about accidents at home. he's like, you're asking me to go into a death trap. And he goes, just put the nails in the bucket. And then that has his dad. He's right, though, because he fell off a tree. He fell out of the tree.
It was his fault that he fell out
of the tree. And you know what? That dad did a super job of not losing his fucking mind.
I was expecting it. I'm expecting that dad to be like, what the hell are you doing? Pay attention to what is happening.
That's not when I thought the crash out would happen. So when he gets his accident and the mom comes in, it's like, oh my God, are you okay, Alan? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. And he's like, when Richard goes, see, Dad, hard to argue with statistics. I'm like, we're in the 90s.
I clinched. I was just like, oh, here it comes.
Oh, we bet this movie's still got like several minutes to go. I don't think the dad's going to kill him.
But with the patience of a saint,
he just goes, Dad, just go give me some nails. And then we see Richard go in the super safety bike. But that's got all these alarms and bells.
First off, this is like one of those signs of how much times have changed, where they are like, I'm going to send my 9-year-old son
to the hardware store
by himself on his bike to buy a pound of nails.
And come back.
Right?
Wild move. I would never. He's not even 10 years old. I actually think legally nowadays you cannot leave a 10-year-old unsupervised. They have to be 10 and up to be home alone, which is crazy because I remember I was home alone way more than I should have been back in these days.
I mean, my parents, it was just keep everything locked. If anyone if anyone knocks on the door, don't let anyone in.
It's not us. Don't. It's like don't. I think my mom was like, don't open the door. Not even for me.
Yeah,
because I'll have a key. I should have my keys. Don't. Yep. It's go home, do your homework, wait till I get home. You're like,
exactly. So help me God.
Yeah, you ain't in that house when I get home. I'm like, oh, I'll be there, Mom.
I'll be there. I promise.
So yeah, Richard's on his way. I don't even think he goes to the heart. No, it starts to storm and he goes to the library. And
now, I did. Okay. If this is what happens whenever this kid just leaves, like going through the tunnel, the power outages, like exploding lights, heavy storm.
You understand why he's on edge.
Okay. I get it. If that is your, like, every time you go out, you just get the worst luck. I'm giving you some grace there.
You're like, oh shit, you might be cursed, homeboy.
Dude, you need an exorcism more than anything.
And then we have double reference character played by Christopher Lloyd. Reference 1, his name is Mr. Dewey, named after the Dewey Decimal System.
Ooh.
And the second reference is he's supposed to look like Charles Dickens, which I don't remember what Charles Dickens looks like.
I would have never picked that one up.
Yeah. So, very uncomfortable head librarian interaction, I would say.
Way too close.
Way too close. Calls him boy a lot.
Yep.
And I'm like, maybe that's just me. I got a thing when people call my son boy, but I got a thing when people call me boy, but it's like
super vague too.
He's like, what kind of books would you be into, boy? And first of all, too close.
Yeah,
there's no one else
face to face. Yeah.
Also, why is there nobody else in this gigantic fucking library? What is this city's budget for libraries?
Why were you doing all of your librarian duties in the pitch black?
Well, I guess he was in the middle of it and then the power went out.
No, he flipped the power back on. Like he just flipped the switch.
Well, maybe he's just a weird pervert. You saw who he was. Which another reason. Why else would you get that close to a boy you just met?
Macaulay Culkin, you know all these stats about how to ruin baseball, how to ruin a tree house, but you don't know any stats about being kidnapped?
Yeah.
Come on.
You just didn't crack open that statistic book about stranger danger.
You was like, you know what? I have enough anxieties.
So he starts mentioning all these books that he should read, and he's just like, "What book are you gonna get?" And he goes, "I actually just want to use the phone." Yeah. And then he gives him a library card, and he goes, "The phone's back there." And then there's this huge mural of a wizard. And he looks at it for too long, and
it's wizard, a dragon, pirates. Dr. Heckle, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
But he looks at it for too long. He slips, falls on the worst part of the head to crack on.
Yep,
and that's when he wakes back up.
Coma.
Yeah, he's basically in a coma.
He got concussed.
Yeah, he got a concussion for sure. And
then went into a concussion dream.
Yeah. And first, a CGI dragon makes him animated. Gotta say, terrible character design from Macaulay Culkin. That kid is hard to look at as a cartoon.
Even in Wish Kid?
Even in Wish Kid, he was, God, that was a throwback.
Yeah, but just keep them live action.
Honestly, I kind of would have preferred that and then just everything else. But then that would have made this movie's budget like so much more.
80 million.
Be an $80 million movie. So, okay. He meets up with Adventure, and Adventure's like a pirate and Patrick Stewart. And he's like, I got to get out of here. And he goes, well, I got to get out of here too, because I'm a book. And if you promise to check me out, I'll lead you to the exit. And then they go on their merry little way. They meet Fantasy. Fantasy does the same deal. And Adventure's like, hold up now, bitch. He's checking me out. And I'm like, surely this library, surely this library will let you check out 2 books, which also is another thing I'd like to talk about later in the movie.
Okay.
But so we keep going. They end up in the horror section, and we meet Horror, our last of the 3 books, who I don't think Horror actually asked him to check out. He's just like, can I come with you guys? Because
he just wanted a friend.
Yeah, he just wants a friend. Because he's based off of the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Fantasy is based off of a fairy godmother, and then
Adventure is a
pirate.
Yep.
Lad. So they meet Leonard Nimoy's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't know if you were able to clock that.
I did not clock that was his voice, but
yeah,
I love that scene. I love the transformation. Like, that scene is just really cool.
Yeah,
and super scary.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, you're just like, holy shit. And so they run away, and I guess it was cover time, or maybe they meet Frankenstein, because it seems like they meet a bunch of people in the other ones that they go to.
Yeah.
So like when they get to Adventure, they meet Captain Ahab, they meet Moby Dick, they meet Long John Silver, who
restaurant.
See, I actually had a funnier guess because I hadn't seen this movie in a long time. Adventure's like, that's the most fearsome pirate of them all, because they have a run-in with Moby Dick, and Moby Dick eats them, and then they get spit back out, and he's like, this is the most fearsome pirate of them all. I'm like, oh, cool, Blackbeard.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was thinking. Blackbeard.
Long John Silver. And then I remembered Blackbeard's real.
Yep.
So he would not be part of this fantasy environment.
I'm gonna assume, I never read it, but Treasure Island is Long John Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we watched a whole movie where it was basically that in space, if you remember.
Was his name Long John Silver?
His name...
It was John. Was it John?
Yeah, it was John. I don't think they actually call him Long John Silver in that movie.
All I know is...
Yes, Treasure Island. Yeah, it's basically
you better
that
be giving
plot.
me some hush puppies, Long John Silver. That's all I want.
I feel you. I feel you on that. So eventually this movie is like what, an hour and a half? It's fairly brisk.
Yeah, it clocks in at 75 minutes, so it's very quick.
It has. When we get into the reviews, I'll bring that up when we get into the reviews. I don't want to bring it up now. So eventually, we also learned that Fantasy's wand only really works in fantasy, and that's actually pretty important to why they aren't able to. She isn't able to do all the shit that she does once they get in the fantasy world. Because I had that thought too. So like, they go through all these adventures, and they get to fantasy, and it's like the dragon is attacking they get attacked by a dragon immediately. It's like the third time we've seen a dragon in this movie. There was one in the clouds, there was one made of goop, and now we have a real one. And it's going apeshit. It is mad. And so Richard is captured. Oh, yeah. Horror and fantasy almost drown or die or something, but it's very unimportant as far as I'm concerned.
Very lackluster.
There's not a lot of emotional stake in this movie. Like, you just don't really care. I really just didn't find myself caring about anybody.
No, the character development is lackluster. Maybe if whatever scenes they took out, maybe they would have built on it. No, you don't think so?
No, I think we would have said, oh, cool, they met Frankenstein, and then we moved on to the next scene. That's what this is what this movie is, a literary reference, move to the next scene.
Yep.
And so we go and blah, blah, blah. And this is, fantasy is like, hey, find page 1001. And she does. And she's like Arabian Nights. And she's able to use her wand to summon the magic carpet to go get Richard. And they're about to get to the exit, which it's the whole point of this whole coma dream. And so they're like, there's a big fight and all this and yada, yada, yada. It's like, we get it. And so like they save the day, they defeat the dragon, and they meet the Pagemaster again. And he's like, I'm the Pagemaster. And he's just, and like Richard's like, hey, why'd I have to go through that stuff? And he's like, so you'd be brave. And they show him his
stop being a pansy. Your dad paid me $50
to crack you in the back of the head.
You didn't slip on no water. I just hit you with a vase.
And so, which is essentially what happens. He fucking slips, hits his head, wakes up, and is a brand new man. And also, he has all 3 books with him. So I guess it also really happened.
But so this is the point where you talked about like renting 2 books out.
So here we go. He goes to check out the books, and the Mr. Dewey is like, or he wants to check out all 3. He wants to check out adventure, horror, and fantasy. He goes to check them out. He goes, well, you can only check out 2 books. And I'm like, that's a load of shit. I just went to the library and checked out 20 books.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off. You got this big as fuck library, and you're telling me the citizens of this small town only check out 2 books at a time?
Ain't no one else in this library.
Yeah. Also, that's a very good point. No one else is there. And then he goes, well, just this once, I'll let you check out 3. And he's like, thanks, mister. And he takes all of his safety stuff off of his bicycle, and he rides and to show that he's truly brave in the real world, he does a very movie-esque bike ramp setup at a construction site. He goes, that was good. That was great. I don't think he ever went and picked up the nails. But also, it's night, by the way.
Yep.
He goes home.
He's been gone an afternoon.
He's been concussed and unconscious in the middle of a library 4 hours. Not 4 hours, but hours.
Yes.
At the very least, a trip to the emergency room CAT scan amount of time. And you know what else he shouldn't be?
Sleeping in the
treehouse. He shouldn't be sleeping in his treehouse. He shouldn't be sleeping at all. His parents went out looking for him. And as they're pulling into the driveway, they say, maybe we should call the cops. Bitch, you didn't call the cops literally an hour, 30 minutes. There's no way. There's no way. They don't have phones. They
different times, Andrew.
Jesus
different
Christ.
Times.
Made me want to fucking make my kids swallow an AirTag.
Dude, we did not know about the first 48 hours back then, you know?
Who knows what Mr. Dewey did to Richard while he was unconscious?
I mean, it probably wouldn't be anything that Macaulay Culkin.
What do these parents of the fucking year do with their kid asleep in a treehouse? Their kid in an unfinished treehouse with no door, in no railing. What do? They let him sleep outside. Didn't it just storm? What if it storms again? What the fuck is wrong with these parents? This is not a happy ending. He's dead. Richard's dead. And the parents are to blame.
I like to think he died the moment he slipped on that floor. And
he never made it home.
Everything is just a dream.
Oh, I mean, that kind of fall is more times than not pretty life altering. Like that part of the back of your head that they hit
it hard.
He hit,
and that was like a marble floor. So it's not soft.
That's like paralysis, vegetative state type fall. Like if you land on that part of your head, you're not going to cure autism. You're going to have other issues, which is essentially what happened. That's essentially the lesson of this movie. If you hit your kid in his head, hard enough, he'll stop being goofy.
Is your kid a pansy? Just hit him real hard in his head.
Is your kid weird? Just really slug him in the big part of his head that holds and cradles most of his brain and cognitive function. And clear that shit up.
Make sure you hit that soft spot.
Yeah. Just really pow. It's fuck.
He won't be no pansy no more, let me tell you.
He won't be anything anymore. Because he's dead. Richard's dead.
Yes.
And then the fucking books are just I'm so glad we got checked out. It's a shame Richard died. They roll.
No one will ever read us, but we're
no
free.
one will ever read us. And yeah. So I guess these are just the books themselves are just the classics.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just have a bunch of stories in them.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this as I was watching this movie because there's been quite a big discussion about the Mario Galaxy movie.
Okay.
and how it's just like the jangling of keys.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
one of the prime
Ooh,
examples, like the examples that they're like, our movies had so much more depth and so much more feeling when we were children. And I'm like, yeah, but we also had movies like The Pagemaster, which is basically also a jangling of keys movie. So maybe the next time you want to like pound your chest and make yourself feel proud about the generation you grew up in, remember that we also had those too. Like,
I mean,
not every
yeah.
movie's gonna be this like, crazy masterpiece that's going to make you like be a better person. Sometimes it's like, look, it's Moby Dick. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Look, it's a dragon. Like, sometimes it's just going to be that. And that's okay. And this generation of kids is also going to have a combo of movies that are heartfelt and with good writing. And some of them are just going to be basically thinly veiled theme park rides in movie form. And that's also all right. But you don't need to get on your high horse and ride the nostalgia train and try to make yourself feel better or smarter because of it. Because honestly, it makes you look like a douchebag in your 30s. Nostalgia, we say it all the time. Nostalgia is a disease and you need to let it go.
Andrew, tell me how you really feel.
But Joel, it's time to go to your new reoccurring segment. Reviews that judge a book by its cover, and reviews that turn the page. Reviews that are a real page turner. Fuck.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you saved it. You saved it, Andrew. So Andrew, this is we get this rarely on the show. There were no reviews on IMDb for this.
It's funny. This sits at a 6.2 on IMDb, but on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like a 19%.
So I went to my backup, which can be fun sometimes. Common Sense Media, the review site for parents for kids.
Fun.
By parents for kids, or for kids by parents. Yeah.
Okay. One of those.
So I do love this website because they let kids review it and they let parents review it. The kid reviews are like 5 stars, but they are just very straight, short, to the point. Like, this movie is amazing. Fantasy movie for kids.
I mean, yeah.
Straight to the point. But this is a 5-star done by a parent, Mary S.
Okay.
Titled Overcoming Fears and Using Imagination. An amazing movie about overcoming your fears and using your imagination and the joys of reading. The animation is very 80s, 90s, something that should never be forgotten. If your children are terrified of the segments of battles that are written about it in classic literature, that's on you. It is not more scary than Scarface and The Lion King or Dr. Faucio in Princess and the Frog. Just better artwork and much more creativity. Use your best judgment. Ultimately, this is a classic.
I mean, another Roger Ebert called it a sad and dreary film and said that the movie's message that books are just as fun as TV and cartoons was kind of weird. I mean, he had a more lengthy and smarter way to put that, but yeah, I don't know. I had to rent this.
I did too.
I had to pay $2. But yeah, no, don't watch this. I mean,
I think
you want your kids to get this movie is to help kids get into the classical literature. I assume that is what the movie's main goal is.
To get kids interested in reading. That's it.
A better way to do this is just read to your kids.
Yes.
Maybe not Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but Treasure Island. Treasure Island is an excellent book to read to children. But yeah, that about wraps it up for me. Any closing thoughts, Joel?
Yeah, if you want the Pagemaster, play the Super Nintendo game.
Oh yeah, there was a Super Nintendo game.
Because I watched this movie once as a kid, but I rented the Pagemaster video game from Blockbuster.
Okay.
A lot.
Do you remember having a fun? I guess you had a fun time with it.
I don't remember diddly about it. I just remember we got stuck at one port. I can't remember the port, but I just remember having a lot of fun playing that platformer.
Well, hell yeah. Get an emulator up and play the Pagemaster for the Super Nintendo.
You'll probably have a better time than watching the movie. Yeah.
But Joel, I believe that wraps up the Pagemaster. If you would like to support the show so we can rent more terrible movies if we have to, you can go to patreon.com/cartoondd. There we have the $5 tier that gets you stickers and pins mailed to your door. Bonus episodes, extended audio episodes that are also videos. Isn't that neat? I think.
Ooh.
And access to our Discord where you can go to the mega request where your request goes to the top of the list. We have a website, cartoondumpsterdive.com. There you can go to our store or place a regular request. Our Twitter is cartoondd. We are Cartoon Dumpster Dive everywhere else. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, please leave a 5-star review on the podcasting platform of your choice so we can become the Podmasters. See, if you're watching this on the video, it says it right.
Andrew's the Podmaster.
I am. There. Also, I change my name every week if that makes you.
Has anyone noticed?
No one said anything. Probably because no one watches these. Anyway, have a great rest of your week.
See ya.
Goodbye from Cartoon Dumpster Dive. Because we covered the Pagemaster. Your Pagemaster, Richard.
Of Christmas past. Ebenezer.
Okay,